Come with me, and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. Take a look, and you'll see into your imagination. We'll begin with a spin, traveling in the world of my creation. What we'll see will defy
a brother, an icon to those that know him. He is Endeavor Empire.
yeah. God, I love these tracks. So beautiful, don't you agree? Gracious goodness. How y'all doing today, y'all? Y'all good? I'm great. I'm fantastic. I ain't won the lottery yet, hence the reason why I'm still doing this podcast, hoping for my big break. No. I gotta say, if I was, I'd be sitting here waiting, wouldn't I? Nah, I just got off some games, some Rainbow, played some Rainbow Six Siege, got my ass whooped. But hey, whatever. So I decided to rage quit. It wasn't fair that I kept getting shot and the other team was winning. That's what it is. No, I'm kidding. Oh, hopefully everybody's doing all right. Everybody's having a great day. My day is fantastic. Want to welcome y'all to the show. My name is Derek. I am Endeavor Empire. Hopefully things are going right for you, because they damn sure going right for me. But it's all good. So today we have a letter from a listener, a young listener that I guess kind of needs my opinion on things. Before we do, hopefully you guys got your red diamond tea, your vape. I know I got mine. I'm about to hit this thing right now. Hold on for a minute. Hold on. Since I stopped smoking and these vapes came out, I remember when they were electronic cigarettes. I thought that was like the best thing ever. Thought that was going to get me hooked again. Some people say they prefer the real thing, but I love these vapes. Because to me, they're kind of healthy. I can still keep my energy up. I can still move about and go outside and play ball with the kid without getting winded. Yeah, right. I ain't outside playing no ball. My damn kids are damn near bigger than me. No, but it's all good. I love these vapes. I love my red diamond tea. So hopefully y'all got some red diamond tea in you. Because as a matter of fact, I'm about to give me a drink right now. Hold on. Get this drink. Oh my God, it's so good. Gosh, whoever thought of red diamond? It's great. I mean, the right tea to sugar ratio. I mean, you just can't get that nowhere, I had McDonald's tea. I was like, oh my God, yeah, that's too sweet. And they make their tea like, it's just basically like Kool-Aid. When you was younger, you had Kool-Aid, you put all the sugar in there and looked like syrup. Come down off a sugar rush. Oh gosh, in any event, let us get into it. We have a letter from a young lady. She's looking for some advice. I had her name here somewhere. Oh, her name is Kendra. And she's 16 years old. Man, I didn't know I had an audience that young, but hey, I'll take it. In any event, she wrote this letter to me. It's kind of long. I don't mind it. I got an hour to kill here on the show. So let us get into it. This letter that she sent to me via email is entitled, I Want to Wait. Dear Mr. Derek, I'd first like to say I really like your show. It's very different from other podcasts that I listen to. I think you're very real. Thank you, by the way. That just it just really warms my heart. I've never had anybody come to me and say that. No, I'm just joking. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna mess with y'all. Just having a little fun. I think you're very real. And for me, I like to listen to real people facing issues instead of most things that involve celebrities and people that are not who they say they are. Lord, ain't that the truth? My name is Kendra. I am 16 years old. I am faced with a problem that I hope you can help me with. I have been dating a boy for a year. He attends the school that I go to, and this is going to be his last year. He is a senior. I'm a junior. I've known him for the better part of middle school, but never really talked because he is what I consider to be one of the popular kids, or was one of the popular kids if he's a junior. And I'm sort of a nerd, but not really. I really love to learn. All my grades are A's and B's. I want to keep on my path of greatness and hopefully attend college. A little bit about myself. Me and my family, I'm the oldest of 3. My mom is a single mom raising us. She also works 2 jobs. We live in Harlem, New York. Oh, Harlem, nice. Oh, she's messing from New York. That's awesome. It's a very rough neighborhood. My mom is trying to move because the crime here is very high, and she often worries about our safety, especially when she has to leave for work at night. I do the best that I can to help her out. Our father left after my youngest sister was born. She's 12 now. And though it hurts, we never see him anymore. I know it hurts my mom even more. There are nights that she still feels hurt and cries. That's sad. But I try to help her. But she said it will be fine. She is strong and she is the best. She always tells me to keep my head to the sky and don't let anyone hurt you. Yeah, your mom is telling you the truth. At first, I didn't know what she meant, but I understand now. And that brings me to my problem. My boyfriend, we started dating last year. He's been very good to me. He has always let me know what a great person I am. And no, he doesn't live where we live, but a much better part of town. Not sure what that is, but he's been to my house a few times because my mom said that she wants to know my every move and even has threatened him. LOL. Yeah, that sounds about right. As well as she should. If he did something to hurt me, something wrong to hurt me. Yeah, I definitely feel that. My mom has asked if we've had sex. I told her no. She said good because she doesn't want me to go through what she went through in high school. She was a teen mom and has always had high hopes for me and never wants me to be manipulated by any boys. I haven't let her down. My boyfriend has asked me 6 months after dating if we could have sex. I told him no, not ready. And at the time he respected it. But now since he's graduated, he feels that I'm ready, and I told him that I'm still a virgin and that he said that he loved me and that he wouldn't hurt me. But I said that I wanted to wait, and if you really love me, then you should wait for me. Damn, let's go. Girl, I'm loving this letter already. I also know that he's not a virgin. He dated a friend of mine a while ago, before me, and she was also a virgin. I don't know what happened to her, because after that, she just moved and no longer attends my school. She was also one of the popular kids. I got a pretty good idea, but I ain't speculating. He said he'd always be there with me, even though he graduated, but I don't believe it. I never met his parents because I feel that he is ashamed of where I live. I have seen the TV show Teen Mom. I don't want to end up like that. My mom also showed me this movie, Kids. Oh, yeah, that was a good-ass movie. I love that movie. That was a good movie. And which I cried because she said that my father and her watched the movie together, and that's how she got pregnant. Ooh, sorry about that. I also cried because of what happened at the end with the girl. My mom said that she loved me, but always wants better for me and my sisters. I haven't told her about Jacoby, my boyfriend. Wanted me. Wait, I haven't told her what Jacoby, my boyfriend, wanted from me. Okay, I got it. But I will. But I want to wait until I hear your podcast and let my mom hear your response because I don't have a father. Oh, shit. And when I hear you talk, I listen. And my sister sometimes listens to you as well. You said you have daughters, so can I please ask that you help me, please? Thank you, Mr. Derek. You know, Kendra, I gotta say, this letter is very heartfelt. Very heartfelt. First off, I want to commend you on being a positive 16-year-old. It's not a lot of that in this world. And I'm not sure what part of Harlem that you live in. I've never been to New York. I'm sorry. I've only seen it from the TV. But my hat goes off to you, especially your mother, for raising 3, I'm sure, which are beautiful, exceptionally talented young ladies. My hat's off to her. My hat's off to you. This letter was well written. I applaud you on your efforts and what you want to accomplish in life and what you're trying to do. And I would encourage you to stay on that path. I really like the part that you're not pressured to have sex at such a young age, which, you know, as you said, you've seen it. I mean, Teen Mom, I can't believe that show is still on. I can't stand that show. I always thought that show should have been in a better part of a town, of a urban area. They should show like all parts of, you know, rough areas, good areas, and areas in between. But that's just my opinion. So I commend you on that. And your mom said that she showed you the movie Kids. Okay, so let me pause for the cause for a minute, because I know my listeners are probably asking me, what movie is Kids? Okay, so this was back out in my day, back in my high school day. There's a movie called Kids. It came out in 1995. Some of my older listeners, you might know what I'm talking about. It's an American coming-of-age drama film. It debuted back in 95, made I don't know if it made that much money, but this movie had some up-and-coming actors that you might see on the screen today. One of them being Rosario Dawson, Chloe Savine, Leo Fitzpatrick, Justin Pierce, and I think one of the kids that was actually in the movie, I think he passed away. I think it was the kid that played I think he was one of the kids that played in Friday. I was trying to find his name, but I don't know which one it is. In any event, it's a good movie. It just basically is depicting on what kids were back in 1995, around that era, and how, you know, life was hard for them. And it was also centered, I think it was centered somewhere in New York. I'm not really sure. So I didn't have my notes ready for this one, but it was a great movie. Oh my God, it was a great movie. Let me see. Give me just a second. Yeah. So it's characterized as teenagers who engage in sexual acts, substance abuse, and over the course of a single day. Now, this was kind of like everyday life for some kids back in the day. It's based in New York City. It doesn't really say where at, just in New York City. It might have been New York City, New York, which I'm assuming that's what it is. Come on, y'all, give me a break. I mean, it's been a while since I've seen this movie. Okay, so Justin Pierce, I think that's his name. That's the kid that played Casper. And yes, and he played in Next Friday. He's the one that passed away back in 2000 at the age of 25. I think that was due to suicide. God rest his soul. So this movie was a good movie. And you said you watched this movie with your mom. I know that movie kind of hit hard because at the end, basically what it was, there was a boy, his name was Telly, who just went around sleeping with virgins. And this is where I say I applaud you for waiting. The young boy he only slept with virgins, young girls that were virgins. And no, he didn't use protection. Well, he contracted, I believe, what was the AIDS virus. He had gotten AIDS. He took a virginity from a girl that she had got AIDS. They had went to the clinic, got tested, and it was discovered that she had AIDS. Anyways, she was trying to get in contact with him to tell him that he should get himself tested. But she kind of walked in on him doing another girl. And this guy was like bed hopping left and right. So he would take one girl's virginity and he would basically say what Jacoby said to Kendra. He said he'd always be there for her, he loved you, and he was always going to stay there for you. So I applaud you for, really just, having your head on, because I know it's not easy in the situation that you're in. And I'm not saying that to be bad, but, living where you live, you're saying the neighborhood is rough, it's a lot of crime. I definitely understand that. And your mom has every right to feel for your safety. She has every right to try to teach you to be better, because she doesn't want you to be like her around that age. So I applaud you, and I'm glad that you're listening to your parents, because so many of these young girls today don't really give a damn and don't listen to their parents. I think it is great that you want my opinion. I will gladly share my opinion with you. You are correct. I do have teenage daughters. One is 15, one is 14. And unfortunately, my dear, kids are not what they were back in the day. Your kids sprout up like weeds. And I mean that in the most respectful way. And I'm talking about your bodies. And there's so much pressure now than what we had back then, because of social media, there's peer pressure, there's just a lot going on. And you, young lady, have managed to keep it all together. I first want to say, I'm like what your mom said. Keep your head to the sky. Don't let nobody take nothing away from you that you're not ready for. And you're right. If Jacoby wants to wait for you and you guys want to share that moment, he has every right to. If he doesn't, then he's probably not the one. But it sounds like to me, with the grades that you make, that you are going to go far in life. I've seen young ladies in your situation, and when they've come from nothing only to rise to be something or someone. And I mean that in a good way. Now, I know it's rough because, man, your mom she's working 2 jobs. And I'm not trying to be funny or rude, but this is the only stuff that I only see about on the TV. I know it's real life for some people, but I never thought in a million years that I would have a young lady email me that is 16 years old that listens to my podcast and that feels some kind of way about the way I speak or the way I talk or the way I teach my kids. So this is what I do. And I think if you listen to my podcast, and for those who are just new here, every Sunday there's always a meeting. And I tell all my kids, from my boys to my girls, I am not hard on one gender, basically. I'm harder on all my kids because I want my kids to be successful. I don't want my boys, to get anybody pregnant before it's time for them to have kids. I want them to go out there and live life. This is what I tell my daughters. I tell my daughters, I love you, but only you know when that time is right. I don't want you to be a teen mom. I don't want you to be a mom no earlier than you have to be. I'm not a parent that needs to sit back and kind of glorify this, because I don't. But I do teach my young girls about sex, and we do talk about it as a family. Now, you said that you told your mom that you guys don't have sex. Kudos to you. I believe you. I 100% believe you. I do. Because the way this letter was written, with such emotion, such talent, such correctness. I mean, you call me Mr. Derek. Jesus, such respect. Really respectful. So I say thank you for that. I really do. Hold on. I got to get my puff. So you said your friend left and you don't know what happened to her. I'm not going to speculate. I don't know. It could have been something in the family. You haven't seen or heard from her and she moved away. I don't know about that. What I do know is this. If he has met your parents, and I know this question is looming behind your mind, why haven't you met his? Now, you said you might think he's ashamed of you. I don't know. If you guys have been dating this long, it seems like it should have been, hey, mom, this is so-and-so. This is Kendra, it's the young lady I was telling you about. And it seems like young men should want a young woman like yourself. I know you're still in school. This is what I also tell my girls. You don't have to fall in love so quick. You don't. But it happens. It happens. You don't have to have a boyfriend in school. It happens. I don't want you to feel pressured because of some boy, social media, or what other people do. And I don't want that. I don't want that for none of my kids. I've always told my boys that time comes, make sure you protect yourself. And I tell my daughters the same thing. You didn't really say if you were on birth control, and that's fine. I don't need to know. But if it's something you're thinking about, and I hope that this puts you and your mom at ease, that if you want to get on birth control, I think you guys should have that talk just to be on the safe side. If I can have that talk with my daughters, hopefully your mom can have that with you too. I don't think your mom will be disappointed in you. I don't think she'll be angry. I think she'll be more happy because you're coming to her and you're talking about this incident. Now, as I said, I believe you. I believe you 100% because it sounds like you are doing a lot to help your mom. And I don't think you're going to do anything to jeopardize that situation. I don't think you're going to make the situation by having sex with this young man worse is what you don't want to do. So me personally, if you were my daughter, I would say, wait. You seem like you're focused on the task at hand, and that's concerned about you getting a good education. You want to go to college, and I know that you're going to get there because you got a bright head on your shoulder. And it sounds like that Mr. Jacoby is a popular one. I don't know if he's ashamed of you. Kind of sounds like he does. You haven't really said where he's going to college, but he's going to college. Good for him. Good. So, but he's met your mom, and then your mom has, stood her ground and said what she expects. And the sad thing is, without a father in the household, it's hard for some young men to respect you as a woman and respect your mom because there's no repercussions if anything happens. Because though some mothers are scary, but it sounds like if something happens, she'll be angry, but at the same time, he's going to get what he's going to do what he's going to do. And then he's just going to dip. I don't want to think that about all the boys, but we've seen time and time over and over again. We've seen social media where these young kids are having kids, parents throwing them baby shower parties. Damn it. That's not me. It's not. I'm sorry about your father. I know in this world that kind of happens to a lot of families. I really am. I didn't have a father growing up. I knew my father very little. But I made the decision not to have children until I was married and I had the woman that was my world. And we did that. We did just that. I also decided not to have kids because of what I seen my sisters go through with their child's father. It just wasn't me. And though I helped them out a tremendous great deal of way, I just felt that it always happens this way. And I don't even like when to keep saying this, but it does happen this way. Particularly when a young man finds out he has a girl pregnant, yeah, he might be there through the whole pregnancy and everything is good and everything's going good. But when the baby's here, well, then reality starts to set in. Reality sets in, and we feel that since the woman is taking care of the child, that I can go still sow my royal oats anywhere I want. And that's usually what happens. It happened with my niece. It happened with my sisters. And I don't even like to be right on those kind of things, but it does. And you've heard my podcast before. Like I said, a young man will say any and everything to get you to basically just to melt away, to be putty in his hands. He'll get what he's want and he's out. So it sounds like this movie Kids has resonated with you because you felt some type of way at the end of the movie. And though it was sad, because it was sad when we seen it back in 1995, they wanted to show it in school, in high school, not middle school or elementary, calm down folks, but they couldn't because it was too graphic. And it wasn't any kind of nudity or whatever, but I think it was more about the drugs. You know, back then there was a drug thing, and you know, they didn't want to show that in school. But yes, it was a very true, realistic movie because it depicted on what the kids were doing back in those days and back in those times. Has it gotten a lot worse since then? Yes, it has. It really has. Oh my God, it has. Way worse. Because we didn't have the luxury of social media. Now you have everything. You have everything on Instagram, Snapchat. I don't even know if y'all use Facebook anymore. It's just every social media platform that they can get to, they can get their hands on. So you, Kendra, are a smart young lady. When you have this talk with your parent, your mom, and it sounds like your mom is a very good mom. I have not heard not one thing in this letter that your mom is upset, angry, and she's doing the best that she can. She has 3 girls to look after her. Again, hats off to her. I would love to talk with your mother. I would love to have her on the show, if at all possible. You know, I drop my email at the end of every episode. You have it. And if she wants to talk, that's fine. If not, doesn't have to. But young lady, you keep doing what you do. You keep being smart. The right guy will eventually come along. It doesn't sound like you're too concerned about having a boyfriend right now because you're focused. You're focused on what you want to do in life. And that's good. God, that's good. And that's something that this world is missing because we have too many parents that want to be their child's friend. You know, they want to be the popular kid. Oh, yeah, they want you to have your friends come over and all that. That's not me. Though I have 7 kids, they have a lot of friends. I lay down ground rules as soon as they hit the damn door. And your mother's only doing what she feels is right for you. So you haven't said she's done anything wrong. If anything, you have praised your mother and you keep praising her. You keep being the good child that you are, helping out your siblings because they are looking up to you. You're their role model. You're the oldest. They're looking to you for guidance as well as their mother. And I know this might sound a little bit harsh, but while your mom is not there, you're actually the mother figure because they're looking up to you. So I think what you're doing is you're very strong. And if this young man doesn't want to wait for you, he wasn't meant for you in the first place. It doesn't sound like you're even concerned about being popular, and that's good. Because I damn sure wasn't popular back in high school. So when teen pregnancy hit my 2 sisters, was I devastated? Yeah, kind of was. I was. Because I didn't want them to fall into that category. You know, I wanted them to have fun and live life. I don't know what it is. And I think to me, even though teen pregnancy is down, and they can say it's probably thanks to Teen Mom. I don't know, but hell, I don't too much care for the show. I think I watched 1 or 2 seasons and I was done. It just didn't depict what I wanted to see. You know, you're much more in suburban areas instead of being in urban areas or other families that have real hardship. So that's not to say that it's not fair, but I think the show is just depicted around basically kind of an atmosphere that wasn't, what can I say? I'm not going to say this without, I'm not racist, but it was much more white people than it was black. They may have had 1 black girl in there, and I think, and then that was it. But teen pregnancy is everywhere. It's just not in the black home. It's everywhere. So I haven't seen that show in a minute, and you said you still watch it. I didn't know the shit came on. I didn't. So you just keep focusing on you. like I said before, when it comes time for you and your mom to talk, sit down. I don't know if you guys can go out to lunch. It sounds like your mom is a pretty good, easygoing parent. It sounds like she's tough, but at the same time, she's fair. She sounds like me almost, because I like to do that with my children. I want them to express themselves, and I want to feel like we can talk about anything with no kind of repercussions, no kind of argument or anything like that. And I think if your mom is that way, it sounds like she's an easy woman to talk to. And I think you should do just that. I appreciate you giving me this letter. I tried to respond to it as quickly as I possibly could. And I know that you're not going to do anything to jeopardize your future or the safety of your siblings as well as your mother. Because even though your mom has high hopes for you, I don't think she puts a lot of pressure on you. I think that when you've seen her cry and what is happening to her in her life, I know you don't want that cycle to repeat itself. I think when you see your mom, she is a very strong woman, a very strong independent woman. You know, I would love to see men have children. I really would, but we know that's not medically possible. But I think it's sad that men can probably just, you know, I don't want to say, I know you're 16, so I think it's sad that men can just kind of get away with this, you know, and not be held accountable. And what I mean by held accountable, to a standard of saying, hey, you have to take care of your responsibility. I mean, it's just bad because the woman, you know, you've seen your mom, you know what she does, you know what she's going through. You continue to make it easier on her. You continue to support her because she is supporting you. You continue to honor her by being the good child that you are. So when I first got this letter, I was like, wow, man. You know, I wish there were more young ladies that thought like this. And I don't know, maybe they're coming around because, like I said before, teen pregnancy is down. So it's not, it's not up. But then again, it's, I don't know. I don't know. But I really would like to know what happened to that your friend, but then again, you don't know. So I just wish her the best of luck. And I'm glad that you guys listen to my podcast because I try to keep it 100. You know, not all the time the show is, you know, I try to keep it PG-13. I try, but sometimes it don't go that way, but I try. So you keep doing what you do. You know, I don't know if you talked to Mr. Jacoby since then. I'm hoping that he's respecting your feelings. And I'm hoping he's saying, well, you know, because I don't know what the exception is of being popular. Hold on. You know, I got to get some of my tea. Hold on. Goodness, I love this tea. Excuse me. But when I think about your letter, I thought about my girls, you know, because they ask questions. And though their mother's not here, what I try to do was before me and my wife started having kids, I made a promise to her that no matter how tough it gets, I would always be there for my kids. And me and my wife have separated. In the 25 years that we've been married, we separated 5 times. And out of the 5 times, we were probably not separated from more than maybe a month and a half. You know, we kept coming back to each other until the last one, she said, I'm not doing this again. And I felt the same way. Because though every relationship has its trials and tribulations, as long as you continue to work on them, talk things through, talk things out, you can get through anything. Now, I unfortunately didn't wait to have sex when I was in high school. I did have sex in high school, but I did use protection. And I believe I shared this story with my listeners before on previous podcasts, that there was a young lady. At the time I was 17, she was 16. And when she seen that my sisters were having kids, she thought that we should have a kid. And she told me, well, I'm going to get off birth control so we can start trying. And I told her, no, I don't think so. She got upset and she asked why. And I said, because that's not me. I don't want to have kids right now. I'm in high school. I want to have fun. I want to be that adolescent teen that does stupid stuff, you know? And that's basically what I was. I was somewhat of a nerd. My grades weren't the best, but I did pass. They were A's, B's, and C's. Maybe a D in there too. Let's just keep it 100. I wasn't the golden child. I was a class clown. But I did not foresee myself as having children in high school because of what my sisters went through. And when they went through it, oh my goodness, there was a lot of nights that they were just upset. And then it was probably the pregnancy, their hormonal pregnancy, but that's fine. But what I also seen is that after the baby was there, the fathers just dipped out. You know, it wasn't until they didn't want to come back in their life until the kid was damn near grown. And I also talk about that. I don't get it. Why do that? You know? But the young lady that wanted to have my kid, we had gotten into a huge argument. And there was no way that I can talk her down on this. She was dead set on this. And I don't know why. I don't. It was her and her sister and her mother. Her sister was older. She was younger. She was a smart kid, got A's and B's. She was kind of like the, what we call emo, well, what you guys call emos now. We call them goth back then. But very good young lady. Excuse me. I broke up with her because I didn't want us to have sex and you know, she'd poke holes in the condoms or whatever and risk getting pregnant. I didn't want that. I didn't. So I broke up with her. She didn't take the breakup very well. She tried to commit suicide. I got a call from her mother and we got to the hospital. I told the mom what was going on. Though the mother was angry, she wasn't angry with me. If anything, she gave me a hug and said, thank you. Thank you for not doing this. And I just said, listen, you know, I didn't know my father. My mom was the one who raised me. But seeing what my sisters went through, I didn't want to put her through that because it's a lot. I mean, sex alone is a lot. It's peer pressure. You know, when you're young, yes, you're young. Your body starts feeling some type of way. You get these feelings, you know, these whatever, they start coming up and then some decide to test it, some don't. But that just wasn't me. Fast forward, I think it was, what was it? I think it was a year later. I mean, her sister was definitely pissed off at me. I don't know why. I don't get it. I didn't cheat on her, but I did leave her and then started dating what I didn't know would be my wife 25 years, but that's who I started dating. But we never talked about kids until after the fact. We were out of high school. We had jobs. We had a place to stay. Then we decided to start our family. And that's what I preach to my kids. You know, that's what you want to do. Now, there's a right way and then there's a right way. And that's the way that I want. And that's what I'm teaching to my kids. So let me go back a little bit. A year later, I had seen her. And lo and behold, she had a child. Let me tell you what's funny about this. She had a child. And then she told me, she's like, when she seen me, she couldn't believe it was me. And I said, hey, how you doing? Is everything good? She said, Everything is fine. And I thought the baby that she had was like her sister's child because her sister was older. And I said, well, who's this? It's your nephew. I said, no, it's my son. And I said, ooh, excuse me? Your son? And we were a year apart in age. So by that time, I believe she was 17. Yeah, she was 17. And I said, so you went and did it? You went and had a kid? She's like, yeah. And this is outside of a grocery store that I seen her. She was pushing the stroller. And then I didn't know her mother was with her. Her mother gave me the biggest hug. I mean, you would have thought I was in the family or something. She gave me a big hug and wouldn't let me go. She said, well, how are you? I said, I'm good. I said, just out here working, living life, having fun, whatever. And then she looked at her daughter and said, yes, she went and had a baby. She said, not long after you guys broke up, she found somebody and they had a kid. I don't know how old the kid was. He wasn't no baby, but she had a kid. So the mother looked at me and said, I just wish she could have stayed with you. The daughter, surprisingly, told me, she said, I'm sorry because you were right. And that's not what I was looking for. It wasn't. Because what I had told her back then is that I wasn't ready to be a father. I just want us to have fun. And should that time arise where we're together later on down the road, then we can talk about a family. But it didn't work out that way for her. The guy that she had a child with not only got her pregnant and left her with the baby, but he went and got another girl pregnant and had a baby by her. Don't know if they're still together. Didn't really want to get into all that. Didn't too much care. But I'm a respectable gentleman. I did not care to rub it in her face. I didn't care to say I told you so. I didn't care to laugh. I just thought it was kind of sad because I wouldn't want that to happen to anybody. Because young men have a way of finessing young women. The look, the style, the talk, whatever the hell it is they have, the aura that they give off. I don't know. But when she told me that I thought he was the one, is because, he would say things to me that I believed and that I really thought that we were going to be together forever. Yes, we all think that when we're younger. We do. I did not know that the lady I left her for would be my wife for 25 years. Did not know that. We didn't know that. But he had said some things that, if you love me, we should go ahead and have sex. I don't know what it is if you love me. Love is a very fragile word that just shouldn't be thrown around. Young people today, and even back then, some don't even know the true meaning of the word love. They don't. So when it's all said and done, I said, hey, I wish you the best of luck. And she said, is there any way we can get back together? Maybe kind of working out. I said, no, I'm already with somebody. Because that's not who I am. So it's always funny that when somebody that and if you say no to them and they go out there and do it, and then you see them later on in life, things kind of look different. It's like life got to them. But then they end up regretting what has happened. You can't live your life in regrets. I'm so glad, Miss Kendra, that you have a good enough head on your shoulders to understand that and to look at what you're looking at. Because I got to say, most girls that are your age would have probably went on and took a bite of that apple. They would. And even though it's poisonous, they still would have took it. But you didn't. And that's what I'm talking about. I wish more young girls today would just have that mentality to say, I'm better than this. I can wait. It doesn't matter what they say about you. It doesn't matter how they make you feel. It doesn't matter that everybody in your clique or your crew is doing. If you don't want to do it and you don't feel comfortable do it, don't do it. And it sounds like you don't want to do it. So no pressure at all. You're not even going to see this guy next year. Let him go out there and have his fun. If later on in life, You see him, I don't even know. I'm not calling him a bad kid. I'm not calling him a bad anything. I'm not. I don't know why this notion is of, I'm going to college, we should have sex. Well, first off, he's going to college. And I know when you get to college, things change. Because from what I've been told and what I've witnessed and what I've seen, college girls are a lot more different than high school girls. I mean, of course, some of them are growing up. But it's also a lot of, a lot of sex, a lot of fun, a lot of partying, or whatever. But if he wants to have a connection with you, I'm pretty sure you guys can link up and hook up on social media, because everybody keeps in contact on social media. So I'm pretty sure it's not going to stop there. Or maybe just want somebody to talk to. Hey, it is what it is. But like you said, if he's willing to wait for you, he'll wait for you. If not, hey, it's his loss. Because from what I can tell right now, the way you talk, the way you speak, you're very mature. And I know in life you'll go far because of who you are and what you're doing and what you're trying to accomplish and how you know how to get there. And it sounds like you want the best for yourself, your siblings, and you want to make your mom proud. I can already tell you right now, Miss Kendra, you are making your mom very proud. You keep making her proud. You keep being the young woman that you are. You keep your head on straight. You stay focused. Don't let anybody or anything get in your way. Don't let nobody stop you from achieving that dream that you have in your head. You stay on that path. If you feel yourself straying, please feel free to email me. I wish we were in the same state. But you have my email address. If anytime you feel the need, you want to reach out, ain't even got to be on this podcast. But what I want you to do is I want you to tell your mother first, and then you can tell her about me. And again, if your mom feels that me and your mom should talk, I am all for that, because I don't want to keep nothing from any parent, anybody's parent. And I don't want her to think that I'm that guy, because I'm not. I have daughters. I respect your family. I respect you. But if there's not nobody there that you can reach out within your inner circle to try to help you out, hey, feel free to drop me a line. I would be glad to email you back. I'm not really a phone person. However, if your mom is on the phone and we can all three have like a conference call, I'm good with that. I am. I wish I could hopefully help you out more. I do. And that goes for anybody, any of my listeners, because this is the first letter I've gotten from a younger audience or a younger listener. And I'm grateful for that. But anybody, whether you're male, female, younger, coming into adulthood, whatever, anything that's on your mind, feel free to email me, d6empire357@gmail.com. Miss Kendra, I hope that what I have said in this podcast resonates with you. You already have all the answers to the questions that you need. Now all you got to do is just sit down and have a conversation with your mother. I know this conversation will go well. I know that she's going to be proud of you for bringing it to her attention. I would probably tell her first and then play the podcast and go from there. I'm just saying. But I pray that when you guys sit down and talk, this conversation, which I know in my mind will go the way that you want it to. I know it will. I know it will. So, my hat's off to you. Congratulations on you for being a mature, knowledgeable, smart, talented young lady. Keep them grades going. Keep making your mom proud of you. Keep letting your sister see how a young woman shines and how you don't have to have anybody tell you what to do. Just stay focused on your path and keep doing what you do. You don't need the pressures of a young boy or anybody. I mean, if that ain't proof enough, your mom damn sure is proof enough. I mean, she's working 2 jobs to support her family. 2 jobs, a single mother of 3 young daughters. Oh man, I wish there was something I can do. The only thing I can do is pray for you and wish you all the best and to tell you just to stay focused and don't let anybody step on you or get in your way. And if you feel that kind of way again, if there's not somebody in your inner circle, again, I say, please reach out to me via email. So I hope to hear from you, but more, I hope to hear from your mother. I do. And Mom, I hope I didn't step on or offend you in any way. If I did, I apologize. I do, because it's never my intention. I have daughters. I have 5 boys and 2 girls. And if any of their friends came to me, I would gladly share my advice on what they should do. So my friends, as we get ready to wrap this episode up, I hope that my listeners, that this can resonate with you, because if you're in a single parent home, you don't have to make it harder on yourself. If your parents are telling you something, what you should not do and how you should just keep staying the course of staying focused and being that better person, just keep doing that, especially for you young women. Y'all don't have to have kids so young. I don't care if he's cute or if he's made of gold. You don't need that now. You are smarter than what you are. You are destined for greatness. I've said this plenty of times in my podcast, plenty of times, especially for you young women, because you're so easily manipulated and you don't have to be that way. Don't think social media is a place that can vindicate you. Don't think social media is a place that can help you. It can help you in some ways. It actually does more harm than good, but in my opinion, I think it does, because sometimes we just can't seem to turn it off. So as we bring this show to a close, this goes for anybody. If you have any comments, complaints, gripes, you want to give me feedback on Miss Kendra's letter, please feel free to email me. Endeavor35, I'm sorry, that's the wrong email. Whoops, that's the other one. Hold on now. D6empire357@gmail.com. Now, as I said in another podcast, I have a new IG account where we will be posting episodes, clips, or whatever. Please, I would encourage you to follow. I hope you can follow me. It is on IG. It is Endeavor Empire D6. You'll see the podcast episodes on there, the clips. Feel free to post if you have questions, concerns. I'm only asking that you be respectful on the page. Again, we can talk about anything. We will not argue. But I do want to say thank you, Miss Kendra, for this letter. I hope this podcast finds you in a good way. And I hope everything that you need or everything that you desire, that you continue to press forward and continue to be the young woman, the great woman that you are. My friends, until next time, I'm going to go drink some more Red Diamond tea. I'm going to go watch some cartoons, and then I'm going to call it a night. So until next podcast, my friends, y'all stay safe out there. God bless you all. Have a great day.